Hello, I'm Peter Bergman. This is my official YouTube channel. I'll be updating you with the latest news, so please subscribe to my channel.
What is up, my beautiful chaotic besties? Welcome back to the channel. Today is a wildly unhinged day in the soaposphere, and I am so ready to dive into the absolute madness with you all. Grab your iced coffees, hydrate, and brace yourselves, because we have so much ground to cover, and the tea is scalding hot today. My jaw is literally on the floor right now, and I am shaking as I hit record because the sheer audacity of these writers is sending me into orbit. Besties, we need to hold a literal intervention right now for Jack Abbott, because what is this man even doing? So, we start off with Jack pacing around the Abbott mansion, low-key sweating over a super suspicious package that just got delivered. But before we even unpack that literal baggage, we have to talk about the showdown at Society. Nikki Newman is sitting there absolutely fuming, and I am living for her fed-up era. She is so entirely sick of Victor Newman and his relentless, power-hungry machinations with this insane yacht takeover plot. Nikki is sitting there contemplating if Patty Williams is secretly pulling the strings behind the worst of this mess, but honestly, she is just utterly exhausted by her husband's toxic antics. And who swoops in like a knight in slightly tarnished armor? Jack Abbott, of course. Jack plays the ultimate nice guy card, reassuring Nikki, and she actually thanks him for opening her eyes to how filthy Victor's hands really are. And then, the absolute kicker, Jack offers to be the official sponsor for Nick Newman during his rehab journey. I am screaming! Nick is battling that horrific fentanyl addiction, and Jack stepping up is such a calculated power move. Nikki is so touched by this, but we all know Jack is playing 4D chess right now. Wait, I'm literally yapping right now, but we have to pivot because this is where Jack's halo completely slips. Jack heads back to the Abbott mansion and has a total confession session with Kyle. Hot take, but I am actually ascending at how messy Jack is being. Jack admits to Kyle that he embellished Victor's yacht villainy to make him look worse in Nikki's eyes. Is it just me, or did they completely fumble the bag on making Jack the moral compass here? He is actively gaslighting Nikki to blow up her marriage. He feels a tiny bit guilty for adding to Nikki's pain during Nick's addiction crisis, but he fully hopes this is the final straw that makes her leave Victor for good. It is giving obsessive and manipulative, no cap. But then, the universe immediately serves Jack a slice of karma. Jack and Kyle walk in to find a massive, ominous bouquet of flowers waiting at the mansion. And who is the card from? Patty freaking Williams. The card literally says she is thinking of Jack and hopes he has a reason to reach out to her soon. The chills that went down my spine. Jack is instantly spiraling, realizing he has poked a sleeping bear by dragging Patty into his anti-Victor crusade. You do not play games with Patty Williams, Jack. Let's get back to the actual tea with Nikki, because her day is just getting more depressing. The Y&R spoilers reveal that Nikki leaves Society and heads over to the Genoa City Athletic Club, only to find Michael Baldwin day drinking at the bar. Honestly, relatable. If I had to deal with Phyllis and Victor all day, I'd be downing martinis at noon too. Michael starts talking about his recent run-in with Victor, and he actually tries to defend the mustache. Michael suggests that Victor's recent string of devastating losses has severely affected his judgment and his mental state. But Nikki is not having a single ounce of it. She is standing her ground, completely refusing to let Victor off the hook this time. She is genuinely terrified that their relationship is damaged beyond repair. And honestly, with Victor and Nikki temporarily putting their war on hold to stage that massive intervention for Nick on May 22nd, you have to wonder if they are just faking it for their son. Nikki is so done, and seeing Michael, Victor's loyal legal lapdog, trying to make excuses for him just solidifies her resolve. Okay, but we need to talk about the absolute train wreck that is Phyllis Summers right now. I am a day one Phyllis stan. I will defend my problematic fave to the ends of the earth, but she is making it so hard right now. We cut to Phyllis's office, and she is having a total meltdown with Lauren Fenmore Baldwin. Phyllis is forced to admit the most humiliating truth. She lost Matt Clark. The amnesiac golden goose that she was going to use to blackmail Nick and Christine into dropping her criminal charges has literally vanished into thin air. Phyllis is pacing around, blaming Patty Williams for stealing Matt, and she is panicking because she has zero leverage left. Lauren, being the only person with a functioning brain cell in this room, looks Phyllis dead in the eye and tells her it is time to throw in the towel. Lauren says Phyllis needs to surrender Newman Enterprises as a last resort to save herself from prison. Michael eventually walks in and completely backs his wife up, telling Phyllis to let it go. But does she? Of course not. Phyllis violently refuses to give up the last piece of power she has left. She is clinging to the Titanic as it sinks, and I am literally screaming at my screen, "Phyllis, just let it go. You are going to jail." Meanwhile, the actual wild cards of this entire storyline are having a deeply unhinged heart-to-heart in the park. Patty Williams and Matt Clark are sitting there, and Patty is just absolutely roasting Phyllis, emphasizing how completely untrustworthy and toxic Phyllis is. And Matt, poor amnesiac Matt, is just sitting there having an existential crisis. He isn't even plotting revenge against Phyllis. He is just furiously angry at himself for having such terrible judgment and character. He is beating himself up for being so easily manipulated. But here is where it gets spicy. Matt starts turning that skepticism onto Patty. He looks at her and is like, "Wait a minute, why are you helping me?" He literally questions her entire motive. He does not understand why Patty, who is supposedly trying to prove to the entire world that she has reformed and healed, would risk everything to help a broken, hunted man like him. It is such a valid point. Matt is waking up and realizing he might have just traded one crazy captor for another. Patty, of course, spins this beautifully because she is a master manipulator in her own right. She leans in and emphasizes their deep, unspoken connection as ultimate outcasts. She tells Matt that they are both broken people trying to prove they have turned over a new leaf. Patty gets super emotional and says that when they first met, Matt saw the real her. He didn't look at her and see a monster like everyone else in Genoa City does. Because he treated her like a human being, she claims she would never betray that trust. It is low-key poetic, but also terrifying because Patty is clearly projecting all her trauma onto this man who doesn't even remember his own middle name. She starts flirting with him, getting all close and personal, desperately trying to convince him to stay in town with her so they can be this chaotic, misunderstood power couple. But Matt is finally using his brain. He looks at Patty, sees the crazy eyes, and decides, nope, I am out. He tells Patty that he needs to leave Genoa City entirely. He wants to go solo. Patty, trying to keep her claws in him, offers to arrange safe travel for him, but Matt shoots her down. He insists that he needs to handle things on his own and physically walks away from her. Besties, when I tell you Patty's face morphed into pure, unfiltered rage, I gasped. Patty is so deeply offended and infuriated that Matt would dare to reject her help and walk away from her. So what does she do? She doesn't just let him go. She pulls out her phone, dials a number, and gets Victor Newman on the line. I am literally screaming. Patty tells Victor that she heard a little rumor he is looking for a man named Matt Clark. She sold him out. In the span of 5 minutes, she went from we are soulmates who see the real each other to handing him over to the most dangerous man in town just because he bruised her ego. It is the most toxic, vindictive, iconic soap opera pivot I have ever seen. Then, as if my blood pressure wasn't high enough, we have to completely switch gears and talk about the New York trip because things just escalated from 0 to 100. Claire Newman and Holden Novak are at their hotel in New York, and out of absolutely nowhere, they sleep together. What? I was not prepared for this. They are lying there afterward, both completely stunned, admitting that neither of them expected this trip to turn into a romantic hookup. It is so messy, but also kind of sweet. Holden eventually gets up, takes a shower, and gets ready to head over to the hospital to visit Malcolm Winters, which is a whole nother emotional storyline. But as he is getting ready, it is painfully obvious that Holden is falling incredibly hard for Claire. The way he looks at her, the tension, it is giving endgame besties. Spoilers hint, they are about to become an official couple. and I am here for it. Claire deserves some happiness after all the trauma she has been through, and Holden might just be the grounding force she needs. So let's just recap this absolute circus of an episode. Jack is manipulating Nikki while accidentally inviting Patty Williams back into his life. Phyllis is choosing a corporate title over her own freedom while Lauren and Michael watch her self-destruct. Patty just fed an amnesiac Matt directly to the wolves because he wouldn't date her, and Claire and Holden are out here catching feelings in New York while Malcolm is in a hospital bed. I literally cannot process all of this. My brain is basically a buffering wheel right now. Are Nikki and Victor actually going to survive this yacht drama, or is Jack's scheming going to be the final nail in the coffin? What is Victor going to do to Matt now that Patty has handed him over on a silver platter? I need to hear all your thoughts in the comments right now because I am trauma dumping this entire experience onto you guys. Like, subscribe, and pray for my sanity because this show is going to put me in an early grave. See you in the next one, besties.
Thank you for watching my video. I will be updating regularly with the latest news, so please remember to subscribe to my channel to support me.